All right, so once again, Alabama and LSU face off on the first weekend of November, and once again, this game is essentially going to decide who's going to Atlanta. And on top of it all, Tuscaloosa is getting college game day for the second time this year. This is amazing for a student like me. I get a lot of opportunity out of that because we didn't have game day for my first 2 years here. I came in 2021. We didn't have one that year. We didn't have one last year either. We've had two this year, so I've essentially made up for those 2 years, and I'll be working all day Friday and all day Saturday. It's a very exciting time, as this is always a very exciting game. It's a great time to be in Tuscaloosa. But before I get into the breakdown of this game, I gotta take a little swig of water because this one's gonna take a lot out of me. Big game, big month for college football. So, start with Alabama. They're coming off of a galvanizing victory against Tennessee a couple weeks ago. It feels like forever ago now. We're just coming off a fall break. It feels like forever ago. But that was a game where I really feel like they found their strides, where Alabama fans started to appreciate victory again and started to really understand just how much it takes to win. And that's what this organization overall had to get back to the fundamentals and the basics of understanding. So that win was integral. And Alabama came into this season selling and thinking that they're going to be one thing. And that's that concept of joyless murder ball. Running the ball, blocking. Well, look at this point, the O-line and their running back core has not produced quite to the level that anybody thought it was going to. And that's been a downfall. But through that, Alabama has found another identity. They've been putting the pieces together and they've found another identity. And that's capitalizing on mismatches downfield on offense. Whether it's with Jermaine Burton, whether it's with Isaiah Bond, those two guys have been mismatched nightmares this year. And another integral part of Alabama's identity, of course, has been their defensive line. It's been tremendous, that push they get every game. It's so challenging for any team to run against them. And it blows my mind because teams continue to call, fourth downs against them. I think they're going to get it. You're not going to get it with a halfback draw on fourth down against that Alabama D line. No way. Don't even think about it. So they're finding a recipe. On top of that, Alabama just like LSU did, just to mention too, Alabama just had a bye week. We had, as I mentioned, fall break. That's a time where you rest your body, you reflect, you evaluate what's going well so far. What can we change? What can we alter? I intend to make a video last week, and because of technical difficulties, I wasn't able to release it. In it, I compared Alabama to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020. If you recall, this is the year the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and Gronk. If you recall, early in that season, from that first game against the Saints to the bye week, the Bucs were clunky. I think at one point they're like 7-5. Don't quote me on that, but I think at one point they're like 7-5. It looked really clunky. But they had that bye week. And then after that, they cruised. And the momentum was on their side. I don't think they lost another game after that. They cruised to the Super Bowl. I'm not at all insinuating that Alabama's going to cruise to the national championship after a bye week, but it could be the case. This could be the beginning of a new version of Alabama. So that remains to be seen, and I'm very curious to watch how that unfolds this Saturday. It's going to be fascinating. LSU. This is crazy. I was doing my research last night, and this stat here is crazy. LSU hasn't scored less than 40 points in a game since September. They've only had 2 games where they've scored less than 40 points all year. So this is one of the most consistent offenses in the nation, and Jaden Daniels is probably the second most consistent quarterback in college football, behind Bo Nix. Some of these completion percentages that he's had this year are just off the charts. I think it was 88% with his completion percentage against Mississippi State. It's unbelievable. The guy's been remarkably consistent. The question is, LSU is just as rested as Alabama, so that's always unique. You have that bye. We have it at the same time. They're both coming off of a bye, so they're both rested. That's what makes this matchup so unique every year, and they play on the same week. Will LSU's passing attack? They have a great passing attack. And that has been a weakness for this Alabama defense. They're great at stopping the run. But if you can carve them up with the passing game, they have a tough time containing that. Texas showed that. Will LSU's passing attack be enough to penetrate that Alabama defense? They're going to have to play up tempo. Texas play up tempo. They play with fast pace. Tennessee did for the first half. I don't know why Tennessee changed their game plan for the second half, but Tennessee did for the first half. They're hitting those quick passes in stride, and they're driving right down the field. Is that what LSU's going to do this weekend? If LSU does that, if they crack the code of this Alabama defense, they're going to win. It's going to be very challenging for Alabama to have the offensive power to keep up with that. And if LSU's clicking all four cylinders, they're putting up north of 40 points, they're going to win. If they play that standard they played at, putting up more than 40 points, LSU's going to win this. However, this is going to be a physical game. It's going to be a game that's one of the trenches. It's going to be a game with a lot of hitting. It's going to be like one of those old school 49ers Seahawks games where you got Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. Then you got Cam Chancellor. You got Richard Sherman. It's going to be one of those kind of games. It's going to be a lot of hitting. Dallas Turner, Harold Perkins, hit after hit after hit. This is the kind of game that Alabama craves in front of their home stadium, Bryant-Denny Stadium. And I want to say, too, the atmosphere against Tennessee was unbelievable. Was probably the best I've seen since I've been a student here. So there's a lot of excitement here. There's a lot of excitement for game day. There's a lot of excitement for these LSU Tigers as Alabama looks to avenge that stinging loss last year that eliminated them from the college football playoff. I think Alabama has a chip on their shoulder. I think they have a lot of energy, and I think that they win this thing 31-27. It's going to be a classic Alabama LSU slugfest on the first weekend of November. And I can't wait to watch in person. I'll be back up in the press box again. It's my last big game as an Alabama student. It'll be my last big game in the press box. So I'm really going to be soaking this one. This one. And Alabama has given me a lot of amazing things over these past couple years, and this is one of them. So I'm really going to soak it in and appreciate this moment this Saturday. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you and the time that you took out of your day to watch the video. And if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and share it, as well as subscribe to The Era. The more likes and subscribers I get on this channel, the more resources I can attain, and the more resources I can attain, the more value I can provide to you, the viewer. And that is how I show my appreciation for you for the time that you devote to watching my videos. So thank you so much, and have a great day.